Hello, 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 and praise the Lord. Welcome to my channel. So here I am just pinning up all the hair on this little half wig that I made so that there's no hair in the way. You want to make sure that your foundation is braided down. I already have mine. My hair is just braided into one big circle. So I'm going to start sewing around the back. That's more comfortable for me. You can start wherever you want, on the side, around the front, but I choose to start around the back. So what I'm just doing is feeling for that braid. I have an elastic kind of band in the back, so I am just going to sew on that elastic band that was holding that wig together. Feel for my braid and just sew underneath my braid. Now, when you're dealing with the foundation of your hair, while you're watching me sew that in as much as you can, as much as you can really see, you want to make sure that you can use a net if your hair is a little thinner. You can use braiding hair to add into your braids as well. So it's not just on your braids to make it last longer as well. Yeah, so you definitely want to, when dealing with the foundation and the braiding pattern, you definitely want to braid your hair in the direction that you are sewing your hair in. So that's why I did it in a circle. So I'm sewing this down all the way around in a circle. And as you can see, I'm about to get towards the front. I'm just pulling that hair down. Now, what you're going to notice about this little half wig, it was not made to be a half wig. This was actually a lace frontal wig that I made, and I cut off the frontal part and yes, left the back part on. Any old frontals that you have that you're just like, okay, it's not coming back to life. Sometimes you get hair and the frontal hair is just a little weird. It's a little different, so that was the case in this case. That frontal hair was just not acting right, in the back of the hair, and the wefts were, good. So if you have a balding frontal or something, you just had it for a long time, the back of the hair is still good, not that you can't bring your frontals to life, but yeah, you can always cut that frontal off and make the back into like a half wig or a U-part wig or whatever. So that's what I did right here as I'm sewing it down. So because it was a frontal wig and not, created to be a half wig, I'm going to have to sew down the front a little differently, which you're going to see, because I want the front to be really flat. I don't want a big lump across the front of my head, because if I created it to be a half wig, it would definitely be more flat in the front. So what I'm doing is going under the braid, pulling the thread down and going underneath, if you can understand what I'm saying as you're seeing it. So going underneath the braid at the top and going underneath the braid in the front so that it's really laying down flat. And I also don't want all of that tension on just the perimeter of my head, just going around in that circle. So what you don't see is I actually go and part the hair in half, and I sew a little bit in the middle, like from ear to ear as well. So all that hair is just not, just all that tension I'm in, just on the perimeter of my head. And I feel like it's more secure that way as well. I also added hair in here because it was some gaps in the hair as well, because when you have a frontal, it doesn't need to be that full, so that also made me feel a little bit more secure as well. So here I am just taking out those two braids that I had around the front of my hair, playing around with it, seeing if I had pulled enough hair out, if it was laying flat enough, and all that good stuff. And this next portion, I just hop into me taking my flexi rods out. If you want to see, which I'm pretty sure you might want to see, how I put these flexi rods in. Some of you may say I already know how to put them in, so I didn't, bore you with that. But for those of you who want to know how I did the flexi rod, you saw that little clip at the top. The video for that is underneath the bottom. You can just click on it and go right over there. So this is just the final look with the little half wig on. I hope you enjoyed the video. We only have a couple more days left into the new year. Happy New Year, and God bless you. Thanks for watching.